Nilda was a woman shaped by the earth. In her 60s, with silver streaks in her thick black hair and hands calloused from years of tending the land, she lived in a quiet barrio, far from the noise and rush of the city. Her home was modest wooden walls, a tin roof, but it was alive, full of warmth, and surrounded by lush vegetable gardens and fruit trees she had planted with care. Though she lived alone, Nilda was never truly lonely. Her dogs and cats, rescued over the years, were constant companions. They greeted her each morning with wagging tails and gentle purrs, and at night, they curled up beside her, as if they understood that she had once given everything she had for others. She had been a mother first. After her husband left when the children were young, Nilda had raised her 2 children on her own. She worked every job she could find, harvesting, cooking, cleaning, just to feed them and send them to school. It had been hard, but she never complained. Every sleepless night, an aching bone was worth it to see them finish high school and leave for college in the city. She remembered those days vividly, helping them pack, preparing their favorite dishes for the trip, blessing them with trembling hands and misty eyes. "You make us proud, okay?" she had said, hiding her sadness behind a proud smile, and they did. Both children found jobs in big corporations, earned good salaries, and moved into high-rise condos. They had escaped the poverty Nilda had fought so hard against, but in chasing a better life, they drifted away. At first they called often, eager to share news, get advice, tell stories, but slowly the calls stopped. Messages turned into quick replies. Holidays were spent with friends or colleagues. Visits to the barrio. There were always excuses. Nilda never complained. She would sit on her porch, cradling a cup of coffee, whispering to her dog, "They're just busy. Maybe next month." But the months stretched on, years passed. Then one day, Nilda fell ill. At first, it was a light fever, some fatigue, dizziness, when she stood too quickly. She brushed it off, blaming the summer heat. But it worsened, coughs deepened, her appetite waned, and her limbs felt heavy. She didn't want to worry her children, but the loneliness made the sickness feel heavier. She missed them. She picked up her old phone and called. Her son answered after a few rings. "Ma, I'm in a meeting," he said quickly. "Can I call you back?" A knock. "I just wanted to talk." "I haven't been feeling well," she said, her voice thin. "Don't worry, Ma. I'll send money for your medicine. Just get some rest. I'll text you later." Okay. Later never came. Her daughter replied to her messages hours later. "So sorry, Ma. Swamped with work. Sending you money now. Love you." Nilda stared at the screen. Money. Always money. She was grateful, yes, but what she longed for was presence. A visit, a voice, a hug. Still, she told herself they cared. They just didn't know how to show it. Days passed, then weeks. Her condition didn't improve. She stopped tending to her garden. The weeds crept in. The fruits fell before ripening. Her pet stayed close, sensing something was wrong. On her birthday, Nilda waited by the phone, hopeful. The day came and went. No call. That night, she sat by her window, clutching an old photograph of her children when they were small, arms around her, eyes full of innocence. She wept silently, the pain in her chest far deeper than illness could explain. Then came the morning she couldn't get out of bed. Legs felt like stone. Breathing took effort. Her vision blurred. Her cat nuzzled her face, as if urging her to hold on. With trembling fingers, she called again. "Please," she said when her son picked up. "Come home." "Can't, Ma. I have a deadline. I'll send someone to help," her daughter messaged. "Ma, please don't stress. We'll pay for a nurse. Just rest." But there was no nurse. No one came. That afternoon, Nilda, desperate, tried to walk to the health center. Each step felt like a mountain. Her dog followed at her side, nudging her gently. Not far from the house, a fish vendor passed by on his bike. He saw her struggling and rushed to help. "Ate Nilda?" he asked, shocked. "You're sick? Let me take you to the clinic." She nodded, barely able to speak. He propped her up on his cart and pushed with all his might. But the road was long, the sun unforgiving. Nilda's breath grew shallow. Her head slumped forward. By the time they reached the clinic, it was too late. The barrio mourned her. The woman who had once given so much, who shared her vegetables, rescued strays, watched neighbors' children, was gone. Her children arrived days later after calls from neighbors finally reached them. They stepped into her house, stunned by the silence, the dust on the shelves, the wilted garden. Her pets greeted them hesitantly, eyes searching. The home smelled of soil and memories. They walked to her garden. The trees were still bearing fruit, the flowers still blooming. It was all still there, except her. They stood side by side, too stunned to speak. Guilt clung to them like a shadow. On a small table beside her bed, they found a worn envelope addressed to them. Inside were clippings of their achievements, printouts of their company profiles, and a note in Nilda's handwriting. Asterisk, asterisk. I am proud of you both. I hope you're happy. I miss you every day. Love always, Mama. Tears fell. They realized too late that in chasing success, they had overlooked the most important success of all, being present for the one who gave them everything. No amount of money could fill the space she left behind. Now, they return each year to her garden. They clean the weeds, plant new flowers, and talk to the animals she left behind. It's their way of saying sorry, remembering. Because Nilda's garden didn't just grow food, it grew love. And though she's gone, her love lingers in every leaf and petal. Let this story be a reminder. Success means little if we forget the people who made our lives possible. No amount of money can replace time, love, or presence. If you still have your parents, your elders, visit them, call them, be there, before it's too late.